You're listening to the Fitzy and Whipper podcast.
Hillsy, where is he? Specs and Specs is back on the ABC. We're loving that. Is he up on
there
there he is on the Zoom. Hillsy.
Yeah, g'day, how you going?
Oh, he's in the formal room. He's in the study. He's in the engine room.
Where all the magic happens.
Hillsy, you would have done some dark times in there over the pandemic, over a couple of years in that little room there, wouldn't you?
Yes, yeah. I mean, this has been pretty much where the majority of the last leg has been written for the past 2 years.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is the, and sometimes it wouldn't be motivating sometimes, Hillsy. I mean, what do you do to
Get going.
Jazz it up sometimes, that room?
Surprisingly, we found writing over Zoom to be more efficient because
Wow.
you don't waste time faffing around and having a chat and going to the kitchen and making a cup of tea and then, people turn up. You just like, right, we're on Zoom, let's write this thing. Like even today, this series, we've started going back in the office. Yeah. And you get distracted. Like at one point I was playing the writers that we work with, a video of the chats on Triple J's Like the Birds. Like, that doesn't happen on Zoom.
Was that Wet Legs version of the chat song, Smoker?
It was Wet Legs version of the chats.
Small distraction. That got in the way and we got nothing done.
Actually, Hillsy, did we ever distract you? You told me once that you used to, our parodies that we did years ago, you used to watch when you were over in London to remind you of home.
Yes, I did. And they made me really jealous because I love writing. I grew up watching Weird Al Yankovic, so I love a good parody.
Hillsy, when you're in the engine room there in your office, I'd love to be able to see your Google history right now. Look at him, he's panicking. We've been able to hack into your system. We're bringing up your Google recent search history now. Can you...
Listen, my Google search is so tame. Even if you had hacked in, I wouldn't be scared.
Well, because I look at you as someone that's constantly interested in different things, right? You're always fascinated by the way the world works and different paths that people take in innovation. What's been your most recent interest that you found yourself Googling?
Wow. Okay, well, I'll tell you what tabs I've got open at the moment, if that gives you any clue.
What do you got?
Because bearing in mind, we're in the, we're writing the last leg. I'll be doing it tomorrow night. Okay. So I've got Hotmail open, of course.
Okay, sure.
This is the most boring thing ever. I've got The Guardian, The New York Times, The Telegraph.
Mate. Oh, come on.
Facebook, and I've got the draw for the New South Wales Physical Disability Rugby League season.
Get out. Get out and Google something.
What about the medal tally for the Commonwealth Games? I thought that might have been up, Hillsy.
Oh, I do pop that up every now and again. Do you know what? I hosted an official function at Australia House over here on Tuesday night, and it was meant to be for the kind of, the handover, really.
Yeah.
And so I basically said at Australia House, I said, it's a pleasure to be here to celebrate Australia leading the medal table, because I'm pretty sure that's what this event is about. And then I finished my routine by saying to all the English people in the room, suck it. And then realised I had to introduce the High Commissioner on stage.
Oh, from suck it to the High Commissioner. And don't Google that.
And you've got to do it while we're leading as well, because they will come back at some stage, England. They are chasing, but we're still doing quite well.
Oh yeah. It's a well-known sporting motto over here. Get cocky after the swimming and the cycling, but before the athletics.
Is there a level of pride though when you walk around the streets? Is the chest and the shoulders slightly more present, Hillsy?
Do you know what? It's been really interesting over here because England won. The England Lionesses won the Women's Euros on Sunday.
Yes.
So I've had to teach them what it's like to be good at sport,
right,
and how to react when you've won something.
Oh, okay.
Do you get? Have you been getting stuck into the other boys on the last leg about Australia's success so far on the Commonwealth Games? Is there a bit of banter going on?
It's a little bit. So last Friday, there'd only been one day of events. So I think we had 8 gold and they had 3. So it was pretty early doors. Tomorrow, tomorrow I'm definitely giving it.
Go hard.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
Slather.
I'm going to give them. I'm going to react in exactly the way that I've told them they should react when you win a sporting event. Say things like, "Oh, it's just good you're on the table."
Oh. Hey, sport's the winner.
Hey, so Hilsey, we know the success of The Last Leg and how well that's done over there. Congratulations, mate. And you've set up an amazing life over there. But you know what? We are so happy to have one of the most iconic shows back on the ABC. And we're talking Spicks and Specs. It's back Sundays, 7:40 on the ABC TV and ABC iView. So the decision, are you moving back home to do this, or are you just coming back to film? What's going on?
Well, so at the end of 2019, my wife and kids moved back to Australia because the kids were homesick. They wanted to go to school in Australia. My wife had work there, and we thought, yeah, that's fine. We live in a world where you can flip back and forward between England and Australia really easily.
Sure.
Just jump on a quick plane.
How did that go, mate?
Didn't go too well for the last couple of years, to be honest.
You've had a good time.
But when I was back in Australia in 2020, the ABC kind of went, well, you're back. How about you do some episodes of Spicks and Specs? But we did it in a stage 4 lockdown. We couldn't have guests from outside of Melbourne. We had to have permits just to leave the house. We couldn't have an audience. Yeah. So this time they said, well, do you want to do it again, but with a live audience and with guests from around the country? And we went, yeah, let's do it, but also let's use it as an opportunity to show off these new bands that haven't been able to promote themselves for the past couple of years.
You know what's been great, though, because the ABC's been running reruns of Spicks and Specs here for quite a long time, just to see everybody a hell of a lot younger.
And who have aged, who has aged the best?
I think Hamish Blake was about 7 at the time. and you've got Miff, you've got everyone.
He actually appears in one of the new episodes in this series, and he said it's been 15 years, I think, since he was on Spicks and Specs, and he said it was like walking back into your childhood classroom, but everybody else had grown up and no one thought it was weird.
Yeah. Isn't that awesome? Oh, I can't wait, mate. I can't wait. I love this show.
When I watch Spicks and Specs, though, I watch Alan and Miff, and they are so good in this industry of music, and they know it so well. I feel like Alan's he has to step back sometimes, Hilsey, and just go, you know what, I've got to let the other contestants answer some of these questions. He knows everything, that bloke.
He does, and he'll do an amazing thing that you won't always see on air, where he'll buzz in because he knows the answer, and then he'll look at the rest of his team and go, no, you answer, because he just doesn't want to be the one that's answering the whole time.
Do you know what? I've watched the show a hell of a lot with Dad. He loves it as well. But there's a real respect. He thinks he knows a little bit about music, and there's a real respect when those questions are asked if someone gets an answer right. Yeah. Oh, really well done, mate. That's fantastic. No, great job. Where he'll jump in with something, and I'll have to pan that respect back. Oh, Dad, that's great. Outstanding work on that.
Can you reveal any of the big guests that are coming on? Have you got any big musicians that are coming on at Hilsey, or no?
Yeah, we've got people this series we had people like Casey Donovan, Emma Watkins from The Wiggles, Dylan Alcott, who is now a music festival promoter.
Brilliant.
Probably the biggest thing for this series is we invented a new game called Secret Song. Yeah. So I spend the whole episode dropping clues, while asking questions, dropping clues and hints about what the secret song is. And if the teams can name it at the end of the show, they get an extra 5 points.
Oh, you've got to be switched on.
That's a great idea.
Oh, Dad would have so much respect for me if I got that.
Are you making it obvious throughout the show, Hilsey? Like, are you just dropping a secret word?
Is there a chime when you drop a clue?
Or is it just...
It's if you're watching the show, and we always try and create Spicks and Specs so that people at home can play along as well. Yeah. If you're watching it, if you see something that looks really weird and unusual and can't be explained, it's probably a clue.
That's a clue. Okay, I love this.
It is back Sunday night. This Sunday night, 7:40 on ABC TV. Spicks and Specs. Hilsey, you're a legend. You're an icon in Australia, mate. It's good to have you back on our screens.
Listen, and my new catchphrase is now going to be respect to your dad.
Respect to your dad.
Respect to you.
You've got to earn it, though, mate. Yeah. You've got to earn it.
Rove was say hi to your mum for me. Your respect to your dad.
Thanks, buddy. Good to see your face.
Cheers, guys.
See you, mate. Take care.
You're listening to the Fitzy and Whipper podcast.